All right, now we're hearing that joint military exercises between the US and South Korea are underway. What's not clear yet is whether the war games have been pared back. This follows Donald Trump's order to cut back military drills with key ally Seoul. The US president pointing to his positive relationship with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and Seoul's lack of assistance with Iran. It's worth noting South Korea and the US have a mutual defense treaty mainly designed to protect Seoul from North Korea. CNN's Gage Goulding is following the story for us from Hong Kong. So Gage, is there now a growing rift between Washington and Seoul, and how much is the president's declaration a gift really to North Korea's Kim Jong-un?
You know, I think it's a little bit of both of that. Let's start with kind of the first part of that question. Is there a rift between D.C. and Seoul? And I think there could be. And that's the latter part of Donald Trump's Truth Social post that spurred this into the news headlines, essentially saying he asked South Korea for help with denuclearizing Iran. And he said the government responded, quote, "No thanks." And this could be a sign that the president says, look, we're here on the Korean Peninsula, the largest military installation outside of the U.S. You know, we've been helping you when we asked for help. You have to come help us. That could be that, you know, part of it. And then there's the other side of it, that is he extending an olive branch to the North Korean leader? Mind you, that President Trump in his second term has made attempts to meet with Kim Jong-un, but Pyongyang has not taken him up on that offer. And during his first term in office, President Trump and Kim Jong-un met on 3 different occasions. Now, when it comes to the actual exercise itself, President Donald Trump said in his Truth Social post that it was too late to cancel it, but he's going to scale it back. The South Korean government telling us that the operation, the exercise, started as planned. So whether it will actually be scaled back or not, that's to be determined. But this is an exercise that the president is very familiar with. During his first term in office, he scaled back the exercise in 2018 and 2019, then citing costs. So this isn't something that he just was made aware of. And also, I think there's an important thing to note here, that the day before he made this post on social media, he posted a picture of himself and the North Korean leader saying that the relations with North Korea are great. So a little bit of foreshadowing there by the president on his own social media platform. As to whether exactly what the goal is, I'm not sure we know that, but there's definitely kind of a two-pronged approach there, Christina.
Yeah, and no doubt other Asia-Pacific allies are watching this, how this is going to play out very closely indeed. Gage, we appreciate the update. Thank you.